Good morning. You listen to FloridaLA.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Robert Tivador, the founder of OT Design Firm and also the host of the Fulton Market Design Days. Robert, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Kemp. How are you?
Good. It's the third year that we've talked, and every year we talk, this thing keeps getting bigger and bigger. Let's catch up real quick. You know, IIDA has coined this week the Chicago Design Week. And most people listening to this know that what's happened is, it was once just NeoCon. That whole focus on A&D has expanded beyond the mart. You're over in Fulton Market. I think you're 1.1 miles away, and there's more and more people moving over your way. As a matter of fact, Mannington Commercial moved out of the mart and is over there. And I think you were telling me the numbers now. Last year there were 64 brands, and this year there's 85 brands. Is that right?
Yeah, we've had a pretty great increase in brand awareness of Fulton Market for this year. Really excited to have Mannington come over, obviously. And I think IIDA has kind of coined the term of Chicago Design Week, which we've supported as a team at Fulton Market Design Days. We've been trying to help them build that awareness. The whole goal of Chicago Design Week is to expand outside of NeoCon and really create a week-long experience for people who are coming to Chicago. We love what IIDA is doing there, and we're going to continue to help them to develop that further and just extend out the experience for everybody. We think that the more time that people spend in Chicago, the better it is for all of us. It's such a beautiful city filled with architecture and design everywhere, so we might as well put it on the map where it deserves to be.
And to be fair to the folks at the Mart, they still have some excellent programming. So if you're coming to Chicago for this week, you need to go to the Mart and you need to go out to Fulton Market. And there's also Interface and Bentley that are somewhere in between. The permanent showrooms and flooring, you've got the Mohawk Group, you've got Tarkett, J&J, a division of Engineered Floors, and then you've got Mannington Commercials we mentioned, moved over there this year. That's permanent. On the temporary side in flooring, you've got Milliken, Jerfloor, Universal, and you were telling me that Shaw's actually going to have something going on over there as well, right?
Yeah, Shaw's going to have a little bit of influence in Fulton Market this year as well. They do still have their permanent space in the Mart. And then also technically Interface's permanent showroom is technically part of the Design Days family, being outside of the Mart. They're right across the street there on Wells. So Interface and all seating that are right there across the street from the Mart are also in our Design Days family.
So let's talk about transportation back and forth. Tell us about that.
Very excited about the transportation this year. So I think part of what IIDA has reached out to do is to start to bridge the gap between ourselves and NeoCon. We all understand that we need to build a better experience for everybody that comes to Chicago. And this year, we're really excited to say that we're officially working with NeoCon on the transportation. It's going to be a joint effort. We have pickup on the opposite side of the street that we had last year, but we're physically on Mart property for our shuttle and rickshaw pickups this year, which we're super excited about. It's a much safer drop-off point. It's going to be right at the Kinsey and Wells entrance, which is like that diagonal Starbucks entrance for anybody who remembers that. But just happy to be working with the Mart. So we'll have signage within Fulton Market to let people know how to get back to NeoCon, and then the Merchandise Mart's going to have some internal signage in the building to let people know where to get to the shuttles to come to Fulton Market. It's our first step in working together. We're super excited to build on it after this year because obviously, as I've said in the past, we want that door to always be open. We don't want this to be a competition. We want to work together, and this year's a really great first step towards that.
So the northeast corner, if I've got my compass right, is where shuttles will be taken off of, and it'll be right there on Mart property. That's interesting to hear. Talk about your Welcome Center. Yeah. I know that's another focus for you.
Yeah, well, Welcome Center is, again, another evolution. From last year, we were in the Emily Hotel, which was fantastic. And this year, we've decided to move it to a bigger focal point. We're going to be right in the middle of the street on Fulton and Morgan. We're closing down 8 blocks of Fulton this year, which is huge for us. The city of Chicago has worked with us to be able to develop this and close down the streets for a week and a half here, make sure that this event goes along smoothly. But we've got our large welcome center right at Fulton and Morgan in the heart of Fulton Market. And that's where shuttles and rickshaws will drop off. And then we also have 2 auxiliary registration stations right underneath the Fulton Market sign at Halston and Fulton, and then one on the opposite end near the Miller Knoll showroom on May and Fulton.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, let's give Mannington Commercial just a little bit more attention real quickly. I know they're brand new this year, and I think they're going to have some kind of an event kickoff
Yeah, we're super excited to have them. I think like all of the brands that come to Fulton Market just add to our family of what we're trying to do and creating the community. I think if you've come to Fulton Market, you've really understood what our passion and what our goal is, and that's to reconnect with the A&D community. That's a big passion of ours, especially this year with some events that we've got going on that are sponsored by some of the flooring partners. Mohawk sponsoring the Welcome Center, Mannington coming into the space and having some additional signage and events in their space, and then Interface coming over and working with Azure Magazine on a new installation that we call Less Than a Truckload, which is going to be for young architects and designers. We're setting up so they'll have 10 containers that have some Interface and floor product inside of those containers, but also they're able to show off everything that they're doing as young designers in the community.
Well, and I got to mention too, you guys work with us, Floor Focus, and you have our magazine at the Welcome Center. We appreciate that as well. All right, so I noticed that your events start some on Saturday, some on Sunday, and then big focus on Monday and Tuesday of next week, right?
Yeah, we worked on Sunday last year to open up registration early for those who came in to Chicago early to be able to pick up wristbands, et cetera. This year we've moved to an RFID wristband system so that you won't have to go into each showroom and do separate registrations. So we've decided to just leave the Welcome Center open all day on Sunday and start the festivities. A couple of brands have decided to have some kickoff parties and early showings on Sunday as well. And then there's a couple of brands that are going to be ready on Saturday, a couple of really great VIP parties on Saturday. So really just trying to start to extend that week with the help of IIDA to make sure that we have a full week for people to enjoy here in Chicago.
All right, let me tell you some good news. I just looked at the weather. It looks like it might rain on Sunday just a little bit, but on Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be a banner day. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, we are watching that like hawks as well. So really a little worried about Saturday and Sunday, but hey, it's what we've been prepared for.
All right, Robert, it's good to catch up with you. Again, been talking to Robert Tivador, the founder of OT Design Firm and also the host of the Fulton Market Design Days. And you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.